What's up, guys? Welcome to the second part of this broadcast. So, today I'm going to be going through the month to month costs with you guys, as I promised in the previous video. This is for anyone who's buying their first home or buying the first rental property. Here we go. So, these are the recurring costs that you guys will have to face. I've decided to do like a more of a live broadcast to make you guys see my process and how I find this stuff, so you'll be able to find it on your own next time. So here we go. So there's a various calculators out there, but the one I chose is the one on Property 24. As you can see, I only chose it because it actually shows you the anticipated monthly gross income that you're required to have in order to buy a property of this amount. But it's not entirely reliable according to me, and it's not a good benchmark. If you guys want me to do an affordability video as well, I can do that. Just let me know in the description down below. So as you can see, we're still working with our purchase price of $1 million. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to the video prior to this one and you'll be able to follow properly. So let's say you have a purchase price of R1 million and you don't have a deposit, for argument's sake. You're getting the property at prime. Prime is currently 7%, and you want to pay over a period of 20 years. So the bond calculator shows us that you'll be paying 7,752, but also bear in mind that this is not the only cost that you guys will be liable to pay, and it will most likely be a prime plus number that the bank quotes you. So it could be more than this. So it will depend on your particular profile. It all depends on credit score, your repayment history, how you've dealt with loans in the past. This particular rate here, and bear in mind, it is negotiable. And yeah, so let's go into it. So the base amount that we'll start off with is the 7,752. And then I actually went on to Property 24 and found a property close to R1 million. I couldn't get one that's like $1 million on the dot, but we'll work with this one. So if we go back here, let's say that your deposit was 20,000. Okay, so you're paying now 7,592, right? So this is your actual bond amount, your bond costs. And this is in a sectional title unit, so you will expect to pay levies. So you pay levies in a security estate or in a sectional title holding. So you'll be liable for that 7,500 odd, as well as if you scroll down, there's property overview under here, which will show you the additional costs that you are liable for once you have the property as your own. So it will be 1,500 extra on top of that. So if we add the additional 1,500, it will be a total of 9,097 rand that you'll be liable for. But that's not it. As you guys can see, there's an additional 500 rand you would have to pay for this particular property, which is the amount you will be liable for in terms of the rates and taxes. So now your total amount for each month for this particular property will be 9,597. You see how fast that amount scaled up. It's close to 10,000 now. So the other thing you guys would have to consider outside of these two costs are obviously your building insurance costs. So I went on to hippo.co.za and I got a quote for a property, say valued at 1 million. But realistically your property will be valued at a different price than the actual purchase price. The purchase price and the value of the property are really the same, so they differ. You would have to get a quote on the actual value and not the purchase price, but this is just for an example. So as you guys can see, the building cost is not that much. The building insurance is not that much. The premiums range from the cheapest 217 to right up to 265. And then this also depends on your particular profile, but for the sake of this example, we're just gonna add the highest one. Let's see, it brings us to 9,862, you guys. That's the full amount you'll be paying. That includes your bond amount, your levies, your rates and taxes, and your building insurance. This is just an example of if you buy a property in a sectional title unit, and this actually gives you an idea of how much rental you can charge to cover up your costs if you want to charge your monthly rentals. But most people just pass it on. If you don't want to pay anything extra, you just let the tenants pay like 10 grand for that particular unit. But that also comes with a bit of research. You have to see if the market actually calls for that type of rental for that property, to see that is this even feasible to begin with. So the other thing that I meant to talk to you about is, outside of the recurring fees and outside of the once-off fees, you have to have additional money lying around, especially if you are a person who wants to make sure that they rent their apartment out and you're not buying it to live in it. You need to make sure that you have money set aside for repair and maintenance of the property as well, because if a pipe bursts, a light breaks, or a window breaks, anything breaks in the house, or whatever happens, you have to be prepared to make sure you have enough money for the upkeep of the property itself. That's not only just when the tenant moves out, it's also when the tenant is staying at your apartment. So yeah, guys, but that's another video altogether. There's a lot of things that come into it's very, very different when you renting an apartment out and you want to live in it. So these recurring costs right here are if you want to live in it, but they can still apply if you want to rent out. But yeah, that's it, guys, for today's video. That was short and sweet. It's basically not that much into it, but if you guys want me to do an affordability video where you can see actually how much can you afford, it's very simplistic to do, but if you want to follow me like how I've recently done with this live broadcast, let me know if you like that version, and then I can basically go into the steps of showing you how much you actually can afford with your current net salary and what other considerations you need to make outside of what the website actually shows you. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you find this video fruitful, please let me know. And yeah, peace.